The LEGO community has been using price per piece as the standard measure of value for years. 10 cents per piece is fair, less is a deal, more is a ripoff. It sounds like a smart way to cut through the marketing. Except LEGO knows you're using it, and they've gotten extremely good at gaming it. Large sets are padded with tiny 1x1 plates and single stud tiles that cost LEGO fractions of a cent to produce. A botanical set with 1,200 pieces might have 400 of those pieces be single stud elements. The piece count looks impressive. The build complexity doesn't match it. Meanwhile, a mid-range Technic set with 500 pieces involving gears, axles, and real mechanical engineering looks worse on the metric even though it represents far more value. The number on the box is a marketing tool. The moment you treat it as your only measure of value, LEGO has already won that transaction. Pick up a standard city set and a Star Wars set with a similar piece count. The city set will almost always be cheaper, sometimes by 30 to 40%. That gap is not better plastic, it is not more complex engineering. It is the licensing fee LEGO pays to Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal, passed directly to you with zero transparency about how much of your money is going to intellectual property holders rather than into the product you're holding. You are paying for a printed torso and the legal right to call it Luke Skywalker. The sets are genuinely great, but when you buy a licensed LEGO set, a meaningful portion of your money goes to entertainment company shareholders who had nothing to do with designing it. Understanding that changes how you see the price tag. Shrinkflation, charging the same or more while quietly giving you less, is something we all recognize in the food industry. LEGO has been running a slower version of it for years, and it almost never gets called out. Sets get refreshed every 3 to 5 years. A modular building that launched in 2015 at €160 with 2,400 pieces gets replaced in 2023 at €220 with 2,100 pieces. The marketing language is identical. The price is up. The piece count is down. On top of that, LEGO has been quietly reducing unique molded parts in their sets, replacing custom pieces designed for a specific build with generic catalog elements that are cheaper to produce at scale. None of this is dramatic enough to cause outrage on its own. The changes are incremental. You'd only notice if you put a 2012 set next to its 2024 equivalent and compared them part by part. Some fans have done exactly that. The results are not flattering. Spend €85 and get this exclusive set, worth €25 completely free. This promotion runs on the LEGO website almost continuously, and it is one of the most effective psychological traps in their commercial playbook. You came to the site to buy a €60 set. That is all you wanted, but the threshold is 85, so now you're browsing for something to close the gap. You add a €30 poly bag you weren't planning to buy. You spend €90 instead of 60 to receive something worth 25. You have spent €30 more than planned and received €25 of product back. The maths are negative. You lost €5 and gained a set you didn't originally want, and yet it feels like a win. Because the word free bypasses rational thinking almost every time. LEGO calibrates that threshold to sit just above what their average customer was already planning to spend. That is not a coincidence. That is data. Of all the tools in LEGO's commercial vocabulary, retiring soon might be the most powerful and the least examined. The moment a set gets flagged as retiring, demand spikes. People who had it on a vague wish list suddenly feel urgency. People who had never considered it start adding it to their basket. What LEGO does not advertise is that almost every popular set that retires gets replaced by something very similar within 12 to 18 months. The Eiffel Tower retires. A new Eiffel Tower launches. The Millennium Falcon retires. The Millennium Falcon returns. The retirement is not the end of the set, it is a commercial reset, driving full-price purchases in the final window before disappearance, followed by a new version that resets the purchase cycle entirely. And for the collectors treating LEGO as an investment, the majority of retired sets do not triple in value. Most plateau in the secondary market, sometimes dropping when the successor set launches and satisfies the same demand at retail price. The ones that do appreciate dramatically are the exception. They are just the ones LEGO's marketing makes sure you hear about. The VIP loyalty program is marketed as a reward for consistent buyers. Spend money, earn points, redeem for discounts. Here's what the maths actually look like. You earn roughly 1 point per euro spent. To redeem a €5 discount, you need 500 points, meaning you need to have spent €500 first. That is a 1% return. Your credit card probably already beats that. And it has gotten worse over time. Rewards that cost 1,500 points in 2019 now cost 2,500 or more. The goalposts have moved, not dramatically, not all at once, but consistently in one direction. The program is structured to make you feel rewarded for spending, to keep you buying directly from LEGO rather than a third-party retailer where you might find a discount, and to gather purchasing data on their most consistent customers. The actual financial return is almost incidental. LEGO sells a growing number of sets exclusively through their own channels. No Amazon, no toy retailers, no price competition. The result is straightforward. Those sets never go on sale unless LEGO decides to. There is no competing retailer driving the price down. For sets sold through third-party stores, experienced buyers know they can find 15 to 20% off during sale periods. For LEGO exclusives, the botanical sets, large icons, the art series, the modular buildings, that discount essentially does not exist in the retail channel. LEGO has been methodically moving their most desirable, highest-margin product lines into this exclusive territory. The sets that generate the most passion, that sit on the most wish lists, those are increasingly the ones you can only buy from LEGO directly at full price. That is not brand protection. That is a margin strategy wearing brand protection's clothes. This last one is the one that splits comment sections. I want to be clear up front. I am not telling you LEGO quality is a myth. The precision tolerances, the clutch power, the consistency across decades of production, it is genuinely impressive. The quality control is real. I am not dismissing it. But a significant portion of the premium you pay has nothing to do with any of those things. It is the logo. It is the cultural weight of a brand that has spent 70 years becoming the most recognizable name in toys. It is what it feels like to say you collect LEGO. That feeling has real value to a lot of people. It has value to me, but it is not a physical property of the plastic. Third-party brands, Kada, Mold King, Kobe, have closed the quality gap in ways that would have seemed impossible a decade ago. Some current sets deliver 90% of the LEGO experience at 30 to 40% of the price. I am not telling you to switch. I am asking you to think consciously about what percentage of your spend is going toward the product, and what percentage is going toward the feeling of buying LEGO specifically. Because once you can separate those two things, you start making very different decisions about which sets are worth it and which ones you're buying purely on brand loyalty. Brand loyalty, in case nobody told you, is the most profitable thing a company can sell you. 8 ways. Licensed premiums that go to Disney shareholders. Piece counts padded to game your own metrics. Shrinkflation so gradual it's almost invisible. Spend thresholds engineered around your budget. Retirement cycles that manufacture urgency and reset 6 months later. A loyalty program that returns less than your bank card. Exclusivity strategies built entirely around margin. And a brand premium that lives almost entirely in our heads. I finished writing this, looked at my shelf, and immediately went to check if a set I've been watching is still in stock. That's the thing about loving LEGO. The knowing doesn't make it stop. It just makes you a more honest version of someone who loves it. And it makes you better. better at spotting the sets that are genuinely worth your money, better at walking away from the ones that are coasting on the name, better at buying on your terms instead of theirs.